my mates turned up the heat in the room. So I got my fan out and nice waft of air and nice background noise. A bit like the fly earlier and the tumble dryer. Bit of variation. It's the scenario that is just so formulaic and monotonous and all the rest of it. I mean, I was going to mention earlier there was a drug in, and everyone will know the type of Ferrero Rochers they were chucking about with while they were playing with their conkers, and pretty much saw it for what it was, and thought, well, they're gonna, the likelihood of the type of stunts they'd pull off the back of it. And sure enough, there was this tree out there, drunking all this and all the rest of it. And it's sort of, even after I said House of Horrors, of course they're then going to try, which to try and work around that sort of thing. But it's it's when I saw a tree this morning walking to the subway, I really laughed. It's so ridiculous. Like how they tried to give it all the type of stuff. That really is like so incredibly formulaic, amateur, and like with House of Horrors. Again, this stuff that comes from the architects is really Hollywoodized type approach. You would get a scenario like trying to work a House of Horrors for a mass audience or something. It's actually incredibly ridiculous. Like I said, the one going down the subway this morning, it just really was funny to look at. And now, in retrospect, it's really funny to think about this tree going past on a scooter, and then they tried to drug me up off the back of that. Again, denouement fever, rerun fever, stuff like that. It's like, take it up with Wayne. I'm not fucking interested. Like I said, saw Wayne off earlier, and sure enough, like they do on the ward, like they do have to turn the page and stuff like that, like they do after the nutter down the coffee shop shaking his head off to try and be noticed, they then run around trying to, run around trying to, I don't bloody know. make Wayne, give Wayne a bit of a boost. To me, it's just. So another pretty great day for Jay so far. I mean, it's R5. I ate early. Like they did with the heat in the room, the temperature in the room. They're now sort of the latest, greatest idea, as with coordinated itches and so on and so forth. When I'm watching the video later, I'm supposed to be sitting there, all that, drugged up and all the rest of it. They're now, their latest, greatest scheme is to try and change what times I eat. And then run around off the boat where I'm, Anyway, actually a really enjoyable day. But yeah, and like it's sort of today has sort of been like the type of University of Birmingham stunt I actually pointed out about, didn't I? Off the back of interpretations of my. In no small part, off the back of interpretations of my interaction with Wayne back in 97, 98. But there you go. Again, but this is good for me. This is really good for me. Like I said, what these people tend to do, instead of saying, well, I'm going to say, yeah, like they should have done on the ward, like they should have done countless times, instead of running around trying to regain lost ground, just admit, well, actually, but no, these people just seem incapable of doing that. But yeah, it does actually do me good to see these things. But yeah, that was the point I was going to make. Off mentioning about House of Horrors, off mentioning about music that is a good indication of my mood, as it is. I ain't bullshit about that. That is my mood. But you say these things, you know while you're saying them, well, yeah, they're going to drug me up off the back of that, they're going to try pulling this, that, whatever stunts. It's all, like I said, it's all incredibly formulaic. It's like when they kept cracking out the sirens today, and ambulances all over the place and all the rest of it. And I dealt with that, knowing what type of stunts they tried to pull off the back of that. Not only the ambulances, but my response to all that. It's like, but anyway, like I said, it's now approaching 3 hours since we saw Wayne trudging up the street, apparently to a graveyard that won't have had any new graves, I wouldn't have thought, for quite a few decades. Anyway, after trying to do my editing yet again. So yeah, they just, like I said, with the formulaic stuff. That's pretty much the way it goes, isn't it? Like I said, pull up a pew, watch the show, just think to yourself, Kev, with these Ferrero Rocher, you're really spoiling us. Damn the movies as they play with their conkers. But yeah, yeah. So, I mean, today hasn't come to a close yet. And it'll, I could quite easily live like this for the rest of my life. Very easily, in fact. It's not difficult. It would make sense to bring the druggings to an end, but it's like, but anyway, I suppose when all else fails, crack out the druggings and all the rest of it, as I've said before. But yeah, it is really nice actually. Can you hear it? It's like with the flying with the. I said I quite like. There's a bit of variation to the audio in the room, better than pop music. Listen to the buzz of a fly and Tumble Joya doing its thing. Quite enjoyable. Then you get bored of it, and then what do you know? You ain't got a fly in the room anymore. So I might actually look up on YouTube Music at the sound of a buzzing fly, just for something to do on the dole. Yeah, I had my pie, spuds, peas and gravy. Went down well enough. I mean, I'm getting used to it now, and so I'll have to venture. I'll try and figure out some different meals to have, and all that sort of thing. But yeah. Yeah, I might watch a few more of my videos today. Bear with me a second. I don't bloody know. Anyway, yeah, I might watch a few more of my videos. Going back a bit further back to prior to December, prior to the New Year, I think. But yeah, good day for Leslie Jones. Another good day for Leslie Jones. Like I said, the day still has to progress. But yeah, it's how they try to make it. They've actually trained these trees to try to. The one did it first thing this morning. The other one did it going past however long ago that was. And they just look so like I said. No, it is pretty farcical when you see it for what it is. And the attempts to give it all this air of whatever. But yeah, that's about that. This has just gone 11 minutes 5 seconds. I've not really said that much in it, except for yeah. I've got the curtain half open, so there's better lighting in the room. I may leave it that way for a bit and just go for that, what is it, 20th century vibe of looking at the sunlight hitting the wall. Like I said, like I said, it didn't take them long to try and I don't bloody know. But yeah, so they plotted and schemed this scam all day pretty much. And then it falls flat again, again, like with so many other examples. Doesn't go anywhere, falls flat, and and then they go running around with their heads full of 1950s type Hollywood concepts and approaches and the rest of the list and the I can't recall what I called them now. The what was it? The 4 mechanisms, was it? Something like that. It's all pretty boring stuff. And I'll be surprised if a lot of people aren't just like switching off and just I don't bloody know. Watching something with a bit more interest. I mean, if it's come to the point where I listen to a fly and a tumble dryer and a fan in my room, just for some variation in the audio, then who knows what the bulk of the audience is boring crap, boring formulaic bullshit it's doing. But anyway, that's that for now. So yeah, true to form, we get the type of stunts they pull countless times on the psychiatric wards tonight, as was evident. Leslie Jones is having a great day, and so we get some trees, we get some bullshit in the lead up to it, we get trees, we get a multitude of drug-ins and whatever, the rest of it, and you sort of figure, well, hang on a second, they're pulling the same stunt again. And again, it's formulaic stuff. Again, they tried replicating the sirens to give it this air of the type of stuff I pointed out today. So yeah, it's like incredibly formulaic. But like I said, I can live like this for the rest of my life if that's what, I'd rather not, but if that's what these people are Wayne and his mates with their fart cushions and stink bombs. They made all these grand Hollywood movies and all the rest of it, and ultimately it boils down to fart cushions and stink bombs, and with Wayne dejected, walking up the street, going running back to him to try and get him to come diving in again with all their, as I say, playing with their conkers and all the rest of it with fart cushions and stink bombs. Leslie Jace just says, well, there you go, there they go again. Tell me something that's happened today that ain't been formulaic, and I'm sure I could put you right, sort of thing. And it'll happen tomorrow, and it'll keep happening. Yeah, so as we get shenanigans and so on around me doing this video, as we all know. But yeah, so yet again, that's actually good for me. That really is good for me, because now I'm sort of, you know, I am sort of increasingly so now, which may, you know, I sort of know the type of stunts these people are capable of. Not that I need to know, but anyway, I suppose it's something to do, like I keep saying, something to do when you're on the doll. But yeah, so like you just like, yeah, I'd sort of said, yeah, they'll work on mood. Sure enough, we get attempts at magic keyboards, which was a load of bollocks. And then off the back of that, we get trees, multitude of drug-ins and paraphernalia, and again, sirens to try and how fucking formulaic are these people with their fart cushions and stink bombs? It's just, you know, I find it absolutely remarkable that there could possibly be people still watching this stuff. You know, it is that boring. But like I said, I could live like this if that's what it takes. You know, if it is going to come to that, then I probably would have to become reconciled to it. That this is the way these people are going to go on. You know, they were stuck with Wayne and his mates. They're going to carry on being stuck with Wayne and his mates by the looks of things. And all the rest of it to this extent. That's sort of it, isn't it? It's sort of, like I said, what were the videos again? So let's have a quick recap. What is it? It pretty much sums up the day. Down the movies. Oh, Kath, with these Ferrero Rocher, you're really spoiling us. Hey, look, they're playing with their conkers again. Leslie Jason, the House of Horrors. I was going to call this a Wayne Hurt Me, but I'll call it something like Wayne and his fart cushions and stink bombs, or something like that, which pretty much sums it up. I did look up during I think it was, yeah, it must have been the 70s. There was this kids programme with a guy called Ed Stewart, personable enough fella, who used to run around, and he'd get all these kids running around. I'm pretty much you will. Yet again, they're going to crack out the kids, and so on. Which is what they do. Not that I linked it to magic keyboards, because I just looked at the keyboard. What was it? I won't what they tried to get me, yeah. I do have a recollection of keyboards, actually, which I know about. I had a pretty good one, didn't I? But yeah, which was looking back, which was pretty amusing. But yeah, no, I don't bloody know. Wayne and his mates and their fart cushions and stink bombs. I don't bloody know. And they tried to make a big Hollywood movie. Well, a big Hollywood movie about stink bombs like this. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't bloody know. Yeah, I might go for a coffee tomorrow, actually, just for the to get out, because I did get out the flat today. For the first time since Friday the 23rd of May, which is 2 weeks, 4 days. 2 weeks, 4 days ago. Like I said, if I go down there, there'll be shenanigans and all sorts of shit. When I come back here, there'll be a whole heap of druggings and so on. There will, almost certainly be druggings while I'm down the coffee shop and in the lead up to me going to the coffee shop and all the rest of it. The coffee shop may not be serving coffee that tomorrow if I go down, and all sorts of shit like that. It's just fucking formulaic and boring as this, but yeah. So we got. I mean, chances are it was a bit of a manufactured mood to be for me to be as upbeat as I've been all day. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, but probably not in that good a mood. Just in a pretty mellow mood. Quite, good mood, pretty laid back. We know they can do things like this. Like I keep saying, we know how formulaic this stuff is now. And they keep on with this stuff. Like I say, they've just repeated, like I sort of mentioned earlier, the type of stuff they pull on a ward to try and re-establish lost ground and all that, because they've got these big Hollywood notions and all the rest of it. I may actually put the list. I think it's probably about time to include the list in the description of the shenanigans and basically the four elements. Again, and as a refresher for you to just have a quick look. Chances are you won't read it because you'll have read this stuff before, and like with that stuff, all this is really fucking boring. Now you can look at what they will have distributed by now and say, well, look at that. I've already sort of covered that sort of thing. But anyway, as they sent Siren past, I did say, well, I'll just see you off again. If whatever they do, it's just like a case of, well, if you're going to pull these stunts, do you really expect me to, I don't bloody know. I don't know what they expect. These people, but yeah. So yeah, now that the manufactured mood and thought processes that took place off the back of me saying how farcical all this is and how great a mood I'm in, and how their attempts at the House of Horrors have fallen flat, and how all their shenanigans yet again, their fart cushions and stink bombs all over the place, fall flat yet again, and as Wayne quite possibly trudges down the street yet again with his hair down here, because his attempt to be able to say she's doing all right now has failed yet again. No, I'm sure she's doing all right. Yeah, I'm sure she's doing all right, that one, and him. But anyway, I'm not particularly fucking interested. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I settle in for the evening. Like I said, this is just pretty much, it's just pretty much a fact of life that, we saw the drive these people had on the ward and elsewhere to regain lost ground whenever it became evident. Well, there's something's going on here that don't quite add up. And that's the way they'll always fucking do it. I know that. If you're watching this, you probably know that. Or if you don't know that by now, you should. I'll just, like I said, it's just easily dealt with. And as I keep saying, yet another day when Leslie Jace hasn't really got up to all that. Ultimately, just got on with his day and just kicked back as a whole load of people running around trying to figure out what fart cushions and stink bombs they can come out with this time, so they can, and I repeat, go down the movies to make Cas Ferrero Rocher look good, playing with their own conkers and trying to engineer some sort of house of horrors for Leslie Jace. But yeah, it's just like, you just get on with your day, don't you? So yeah, I may go to the coffee shop tomorrow. I may not, I don't know. It depends. Like I said, a whole load of manufactured moods today, tonight especially. No, probably today. Throughout the day. Well, it would have been throughout the day. But yeah, my mood, like I said, those pieces of music pretty much sum up my mood. And how they run around trying to say, well, no, it couldn't possibly be like that. Is it? Or something like that? Well, actually, it is. You know, I suppose if it don't make good copy for the likes of Wayne and all the rest of them, then, you know, shouldn't they just accept that? Far too wordy, that the last section. Obviously, I was still under the influence to a certain extent. But yeah, as I prepared to do this video, we saw a couple of trees going down into the subway yet again. It's like when I said earlier about it being so farcical now. And in fact, it's always been farcical. But you think, okay, you sort of think automatically, okay, the variations of that will be, and so on and so forth, sort of thing. So again, it's also very formulaic, and it's like what I said throughout what I said in a video a while back is pretty useful. You know, go back to your houses and prepare for the factory sort of thing. But yeah, you know, worn out metaphor that doesn't apply. It's a cliche. You know, it's crap. But you know, it seems if they're promoting it so much, if they've promoted it so much over time, that they're really invested in it, sort of thing. It's bollocks, but I suppose it keeps them happy then, with their fart cushions and steam bombs and all the rest of it. So yeah, really good day for Leslie Jace on the dole. Really good day. Really effective day. Yet another day to look back on and think, well, yeah. I mean, you know, I have actually said what, you know, the you know, if they've gone running around for so long, you know, instead of having, let's call it, a mature approach to stuff, then you know, even though they probably think they're mature and all the rest of it is. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you know, just basically, it's like, you know, you look at this stuff and it is really farcical. You know, it does boil down You know, like I said in one of the segments. I mean, it's ridiculous picking any of the films. They've all ultimately turned to shit. That went on during the amalgam years. But when they made a film, it's basically stink bombs in it, and it's them playing with their conkers. And Catherine Ferrero Rocher's Dan the movies. But yeah, like I said, it's like, you know, I don't particularly see the point in trying to give me certain thought processes, trying to give me certain moods, and this, that, and whatever. You know, when I just don't see the point. But anyway, like I said, they gave it the sirens earlier and all the rest of it. And you know, you just look at it, you just think, what a sucker shit. But yeah, fart cushions and stink bombs, I don't bloody know. But yeah, it really is a case, isn't it? I don't know if these people really are trees. They ain't very good at it. But yeah, I don't believe. And as we know, Kath with her Ferrero Rocher has tried to sort of, in the post amalgam years, in the post amalgam years, times, era, has tried to, like, you know, you know, chuck that stuff around again, you know, fart cushions and stink bombs, sort of thing. Ferrero Rocher, these people playing with their conkers. Basically, that just about boils it all down. I have apparently got a meeting with one of these psychiatric people. When was the last one? Let's have a look. The last one was... I don't actually know. Oh. I think I'm due on either next week or the week after. By then, who knows? I may be in a state where I don't need to see them, but they need to see me. It's like when I was on the board. And it's like when you know, I've said countless times, like, it seems these people need me to reassure them, which is a pretty bizarre scenario to find yourself in. I'm not particularly interested in that, but you know, yeah. But anyway, yeah, another great day for Jace. I mean, last night, they tried with whatever shenanigans they were pulling downstairs. Didn't really go anywhere again. It's like nothing seems to really register with these people. Hang on a sec. But yeah, I don't bloody know. But yeah, Leslie Jace on the dole, chilling in the flat, just taking it easy. And just like basically seeing these people running around with their druggings and all the rest of it, just thinking, well, you know, if I ever need to, then yeah, I don't bloody know. It's all pretty boring stuff. Like I keep saying, it's formulaic, you know, just nothing really registered with these people. Like, they're about as formulaic can get, and so on. You know, really boring stuff. But pretty good that it is boring. You know, I may do a bit of reading in a second. It's approaching 8:30. We're getting audio outside, which I was going to say at the outset of filming this segment. Irrelevant anyway. But yeah. Yeah. Do I read? Don't know. This is a bit of dated book, Catch-22. I wouldn't mind reading something before the era of the architects. I'd read something afterwards, but it seems like I may very well be the only person who's in the post amalgam years era. Who knows? Who knows? I suppose we'll have to see. But yeah, whenever I've got this meeting with this with whoever from the local nut house, there quite possibly will be shenanigans and druggings and so on and so forth in the run up to it, during it and after it. There will be questions and so on and so forth and whatever. They may have, got to the point where they're just, we can't do anything. Well, in terms of trying to do a Wayne job on me, yeah, I'd say ultimately you can't. But I don't bloody know. They seem to keep running around with all that type of stuff, and it's just like you're just like done with quite quickly and easily. But yeah, I don't bloody know. What was it? So many years of making their movies. They've all turned essentially boiled down to fart cushions and stink bombs like the rest of it. Well, Leslie Jones just gets to the point, like I said, with what was it? Conventionality, groundedness, contentedness. Like I said in that video, like I've said in a few videos, or sort of implied in a few videos, it's like that's not good enough. Well, to me it is. Obviously I would want more. But like I said, if this is the way that things are for the rest of my days, then that's the way it is, isn't it? Like I've said, they've tried. Yeah, that was quite impressive. They've tried hang on a sec. They've tried the House of Horrors and all that sort of thing, and even points that out. Obviously, it's come on, it goes without saying. They are going to then try to do that more. I've mentioned about magic keyboards and so on and so forth. They will then try to thingy that, do whatever with that. I've mentioned how farcical it is with their trees and all the rest of it, and their car showroom from the 50s. And it's just like, yeah. This has turned into quite a long one, isn't it? All three sections. I'm talking more than I would. Which strongly implies that I'm being doped up. Well, but tell me a time when that hasn't been taking place since going quite a while way back into 2024. But anyway, I don't bloody know. Yeah, poor old Rain trudging up the road with his hair and his gob. And there's me listening to some music that actually is worth listening to, and then listening to, like I said, sounds in the flat that are worth listening to, and like pop music and trees and so on and so forth. So yeah, again, it comes down, it will do again, to me saying, well, there came Wayne, there goes Wayne, and that's pretty much the way it's always going to be, isn't it?